Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Loan Officer Breakfast Club. Man, it is the month of March already. Man, we blazed through the first 2 months. There's still a long way to go, though. No big deal. We're going to get started right about now, my friends. I hope you're doing well. Glad to have you here. We know we got a lot of people traveling to the event today. So, it might be a little lighter today, but too bad they're missing out. No, I'm kidding. They're having a great time. It's going to be great both ways. Either there or here. It's going to be killer. Okay, let's see who do we got. Chauncey's in the house. Good to see you, Chauncey, as always, man. Good stuff. Jen Woodland is here. Hey, Jennifer Woodland, thank you so much for Friday.
Aw, thanks for having me. You know what? It was so special getting the opportunity to speak with so many fantastic souls, part of this community, and just really appreciated the opportunity, Frank.
Heck yeah, man. No, it was super cool. We really appreciate it. So, hey, you know what? This is kind of a weird way to start, but anyway, listen. So I was, on my phone or whatever, and something flew past my phone like, you should buy one of these. Okay. And I don't know how, the algorithm thing is so good at knowing who you are, and what you like or whatever, right? It said, you should buy this. And I was like, yeah, I should buy that, And what it was, though, was something so random. I just don't even know how these algorithms, how good they are. So look, I'm going to show it to you. Hey, Jen, here, can you spotlight? Here, I'll spotlight me. Can you spotlight me? Can you do that?
Yeah,
do you have the power?
Oh, I got the power, buddy. Hold on. But everybody keeps jumping around.
Yeah.
Hold on, mister.
Sure you got it?
Shh.
You sure you can do it?
Spotlight.
Okay, so it's this. Okay. This is a buck knife.
Uh-huh.
All right, a buck knife, right? And
For like hunting?
yeah, well, so this is a buck 110. Okay, a buck 110. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it a pretty knife? I mean, as far as knives go, right? Mm-hmm. Buck 110. So when I was in the Navy, right? I don't know how it is now, but when I was in the Navy, everybody had a buck 110. We all had it. We all wore it. You know what I mean? It's just part of the uniform. You know what I mean? Underway, out at sea, everybody carried a buck 110. And so I saw that and I was like, you're right. I do need to buy that, just to remember, so it came in. I'm just like, well, isn't that cool? Isn't that something?
Looks like other people had the same thing, Frank. In the
What's
chat.
that? Like, oh, what are they saying?
The same thing. Like Glenn had the same one.
Yeah, right, Glenn? Right? Yeah, if you were in the Navy, see somebody, mine's not as shiny, Brian. Yeah. So, yeah, right. We all had buck 110s, man.
Yeah,
and when I saw it, I was like, I got to buy that thing, man. And so then my wife is like, it comes in, of course, she's like, what the hell? Like, why are you, what is that? And I tried to explain, well, we're all in the Navy, we had buck 110s. So actually I told her, well, what I'm going to do is just wear it on my belt on my motorcycle gear, just in case I have to get into a knife fight. Right.
Make it a badass. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because as a motorcyclist, danger looms all the time. Right. Yeah. You just never know when you're going to have to spring into action and defend yourself. Right. Or somebody in jeopardy. And so I figured I'd carry my buck knife with me. But I just thought it was cool. And how it knew that, like, I don't even know, but it got me. That dadgum internet, man. It figured it all out. So, yes, I got my buck 110. So we got some people that have had one or have one. Is that what we're seeing in the I just bought the 119. Always wanted it as a kid. Wife thinks I'm nuts too. Jerry Maguire. See, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. So anyway, I thought that was pretty cool. All right. Well, today we're gonna have some fun, man. It's all about Replit today. And I don't know if you guys have heard us chatting about this much or what have you, but I stumbled on this through somebody. It's a thing. It's not like it's a hidden secret or anything. Replit's out there. And what it is it's AI that helps you build like websites or mobile apps or whatever. And when I first saw it, I got in there and I was kind of like, oh, I don't really quite get it. No, this is kind of cool. But then I started to dig into it a little bit more. And it's like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. And so I thought what I would do today is I thought I'd just kind of show you guys what it is a little bit as best as I can. I'm not an expert at it by any means, right? But I thought I'd just kind of walk you guys through this because in the chat, like anybody got like a personal website that they think stinks and would like to fix it up, make it look better? Anybody? Anybody kind of have or some sort of website that they've got that they threw together that they think, this thing sucks, man. But you don't want to mess with it because it's going to cost a fortune. You got to find somebody to deal with it, and all that kind of stuff. Is Ron the only one? Nobody else? Everybody else has the best website in the world. Everybody else has got a great. Maybe this show isn't worth it. I don't know. But how about this? I'll say this even. How about you've had a great idea, right? Like, man, that'd be cool, right? I got this great idea. But there's just, you would need to hire a programmer or somebody to put it together, right? You'd have to do something like that. So great idea. You want to bring it to life, but you'd have to hire somebody to bring it to put it together. Anybody ever come experience that? Or am I the only one? Here we go. Ron Cardozo need to create a website. So I'm excited to listen. Yeah. So I'm telling you, this thing is just off the charts. It's like anything you can think of can be done now, right? And all you have to do is ask it, and it just does it. I just out of curiosity, if somebody has a website that they're not pleased with or something that they'd want to change, throw the link in the chat because I'll show you how this thing works. If you've got some kind of a website that you're not thrilled with or what have you, I'll show you how it works. Keep an eye on that for me, Jen. In the meantime, I'm going to go in and show you guys what this thing can do. So, you guys down? You guys ready for it? I'm assuming they are.
I'm super excited. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody's ready to go. So let me just do this real quick. Get this ready to go. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with some things that I've done. Okay. Some things I've done. I'm going to share my screen here. Hold on. There we go. Share my screen. This one. Okay. All right. So I'm going to hit the share button. Okay. And so I'm assuming you guys see this Youngbeard Music kind of website. Is that what you're seeing right now?
Yep.
So I literally threw this together yesterday in about two hours. Okay. 2 hours. My son was like, Dad, we need something. We don't have anything. I was like, yeah, I could throw something together. So I literally threw this together, and this is the most simple one that I've done. Just some info about the band, some photos, right? Music, all got imported in that we have, that kind of thing. Some videos that we've done, that sort of thing. Some news. Very, very basic, very, very simple website. One pager, right? Easy peasy. Okay, so I built that yesterday in just a couple of hours. Okay, but let me show you some more complex things that I've put together. So hold on. Here we go. Okay, here's one. Okay, so you guys know I do the private capital stuff, right? And the website that I had for Lulu Capital, which is the private capital company that I run, it was terrible, right? And I paid a guy $1,500 to build it. All right, and it was just terrible. It wasn't good at all. And so I took that link to the website that I wasn't happy with, and I dropped it into Replit, and I said, can you make this better? Like, make it modern and cool. And I literally said that, like, can you make this better? Make it like modern and sleek with a dark theme and make it cool, and I put the link in there, and it went, how's this? And I was like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me, right? So this is, kind of what it whipped out. Now, this is after a lot of crafting. The neat thing too about this is it gives you a place to start, and then you can just start directing it. Oh, well, can you change this? Sure. How's this? Can you change that? Absolutely. What do you think? It's like, this is great. Move this here. Sure. Move that there. No problem. And so it's like the things that would take you, if you're working with someone to build something like this for you, it might take them like 2 weeks. Like, you give them a list of things to do. 2 weeks goes by. They come back and it's like, well, it's close. You're like, it's pretty close, but me do this. Then it's another 2 weeks. Stuff that would take forever now gets done in literally seconds, like just seconds, right? If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time. So this website, pretty cool, right? All this stuff. Like you can click on these things, like I just literally told it what might look good, what might look cool. Okay. Really, really hip, right? Church financing here talks about our church financing, right? Which Kelly Dutton does as well. Cannabis, right? And this links them off to my other website that I built here, which is cannabisfunding.ai. Business loans, working capital, equipment financing, right? Term loans, these kind of things, right? Multifamily commercial, right? Multifamily stuff. And the other thing I'm going to tell you guys too is you'll see that a lot of these things have forms on them. I'm going to get into that real quick. Brokers, if you're a broker and you want to broker with us, DSCR, fix a flip, stabilized bridge, ground up, portfolio, that kind of thing. About us, right? Articles, resources, contact. The initial build of this took a few hours, and in just a couple of hours, now obviously this is something you do over the weekend, you do this on Fridays, you don't let this get in the way of the DSP, we all know that, but it can get really addictive, and because you're like, wow, anything I ask it to do, it does, and it does it super fast. Right. So this was a remarkable build. This is done very, very well for me. Contact forms, right? Contact forms. These webhook right into the CRM for me. I'll briefly show you guys how to do that. I know I don't have a lot of time here, but I kind of want to touch on everything. This website, cannabisfunding.ai. I even had AI create Buddy, our mascot, right? I think he looks awesome, right? Of course, he's a skunk. Cannabis Funding, he's a skunk, and his name is Buddy. Haha. Okay. Cannabis Funding. There's a blog that's in here, right on the homepage. Stuff, and our killer connections in here. All the stuff, contact form, like this stuff. Like I said, hey, I want to have partners that offer products to the cannabis industry, and I'd like to have something, maybe call it the partner marketplace, right? Call it the partner marketplace, and each one of them can have their own little kind of landing page that has their own form that if someone fills it out, they get the information and I get the information with their contact. Like, okay, how's this? Sure. What do you think about that? I was like, great. Hey, can you bring it over to the homepage as well? It's like in its own section on the homepage. Yeah, sure. What do you think about putting it right about here? Oh, that's terrific. Thanks. Hey, can you scoot it up a little bit, scoot it down a little bit? Like all these things get done in just seconds, right? Just seconds. Here's the blog, right? Here's the blog, right? You click on it, right? It brings it to a blog page, okay, where you can comment and things like that, right? It's just all this stuff. Like I didn't have to do any of it. I just asked it to do it, and it did it. Hey, Brad, you got your hand up. Go, and if you guys got questions, just ask while I'm talking because I can't see you. Make them short. Quick. What do you got, man?
Did Replit cost anything for you to use?
Yes. Great question. So Replit costs $240 a year. So it's $20 a month, and it takes care of all the hosting though too. So like right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 websites that are all being hosted by Replit, and the $20 a month easily covers that. Easily.
So it's a little bit similar to GoDaddy or something like that.
Well, not really, because GoDaddy, Replit builds the websites, hosts the websites and everything, but it does connect to the GoDaddy domains, and it makes that super easy too.
Okay.
Yeah, like really easy. I'm going to show it to you. Okay. So very, very.
That was a question that Chad had. Is this on a GoDaddy site after you build it?
No, it's all on Replit. But what it'll do is it'll link to the domain that you have in GoDaddy, and it tells you how to do it. Because I said, well, I've got True. Listen to this. So when I was going to rebuild this, right? When I was going to rebuild the Lulu Capital one, right? Yep. Lulu Capital. When I was going to rebuild that, I didn't quite get Replit completely. So when I was going to build this, I got it kind of where I really liked it, but then I thought what I had to do was get back to my programmer and have him basically replicate it. I thought this was just giving me an example of what it could look like on Replit, right? And I said, here's what I want it to look like now. He goes, yeah, I can make it look like that. No problem. $1,500. I went, huh. And I went back to Replit, and I'll get inside Replit here in a second. But I went back to the little AI helper on Replit, and I said, this guy wants to charge me $1,500. I said, I've got the GoDaddy domain. Can I just avoid that? He was like, the AI was like, yeah, of course. All you got to do is point the DNS to this, and this is your website now. I was like, what? And it even told me how to do it. It's like, yeah, you just put this in the A record, put this in the text record, and edit DNS and GoDaddy, and hit save, and then you come over here and hit verify, and then it takes a few minutes, to make sure it all works, but then it's done. It's all.
I've got a new domain name, but I haven't got a website for it. So,
well, this is your Huckleberry.
Appropriate.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Plus, Brad, it goes right into the CRM. Right? It goes right into the CRM.
So the AI CRM that we use.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. You can webhook everything right in. So if you're gathering leads off of it, drops right into the CRM. Now you're in the CRM environment. Now you can do all of your automations and all that kind of crazy stuff. Right? Look at this. I built this, Steve Kyles, he's over at Pro Lending in Texas, right? With my friend over there, Drew Brents. They didn't really have a website. And I said, I'll build one, right? So I built this website for Pro Lending. Okay. Right. I built this in like a couple of days, careers, right? 8 reasons, contact form.
Where is Steve, by the way?
He's at Pro Lending Mortgage. He's a partner in Pro Lending Mortgage in Texas.
How come he's not here?
Look, he's busy. He's doing his own thing. But let me keep going, Brad. So, okay, podcasts, right? So me and Steve are doing a podcast together, right? And this is cool. This is actually Steve's podcast, right? From Loan Officer. It's the Loan Officer Leadership Podcast on YouTube. I just gave Replit the link to the podcast playlist and said, yeah, bring this in on a podcast page. And he said, how's this? I went, epic, perfect. I said, so when I click it, I want it to go to its own play page with a contact form. So you click it, right? How's this? I went, that's great. I said, I told it to move some things around, make this line up, make that line up. How's this? Great. Right. So, it does all this, and now it's all automatic. In fact, the playlist is on auto sync now with this. So behind the scenes, if there's ever a new podcast that gets posted, it just automatically sucks in here. That's where it comes in, right? Loan officer training, right? The leadership team, contact. So I built this, right? I built this. This one took, maybe just, I think that's right. I kind of tracked this one. This took me a total of 10 hours to build over a little bit of time, but there was a lot to put into this one,
Are you typing everything or are you talking to it?
So here it is. You type it. Okay. You do type it. So here's like the control panel. So when you come in, did anybody give me a link to a crummy website that they want me to fix or no?
Carlo had one on here.
All right, let me see. Let me see. I'm gonna look here, and let's see. What's this? Garden State Funding.
Oh, that's Robert Agonis. Yep, GardenStateFunding.com.
Garden State Funding. So, so what I can do is I don't have any idea what this looks like. So let's see what this looks like first. Okay. So we'll come here and we'll just take a look at Garden State Funding here and we'll see how it looks. Okay, not bad. I think it's a nice looking website. So what do you want to do? Just modernize it, basically? Make it, you can unmute. Talk to me, Robert. What are you thinking? Robert
Agonia.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, Frank.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to modernize it and do different things because I have at least 3 or 4 landing pages direct with my unsecured type of lenders, business unsecured, working capital, that type. I even have landing pages for home equity lines of credit for investment. I focus on investment, commercial, and business funding. So that I need to spend some time with this site to really modernize what I have already because I do asset-based lending, both secured and unsecured for businesses, and then real estate investment.
Yeah.
And
You're gonna go, you're gonna go, you're gonna go, you're gonna go crazy with this, dude. This is nuts.
Yeah.
So I just put in there, can you make it like modern with a sleek look, right? And I put in your website, and we'll see what it does, right? In the meantime, I want to show you guys this because this is going to take this will take a couple minutes, right? It'll just take a couple of minutes. In the meantime, though, I do want to show you guys this. So let's go here. Do you see the CRM? Am I in the CRM?
Yep.
Okay. So to bring it in so like you could tell it, okay, create a contact form, and you could tell it what fields you want in the contact form, first name, last name, phone, email, message. You could even say, oh, give it a radial button to identify what are you, broker, realtor, commercial real estate broker, whatever. So they can click a button, just whatever you conceive in your brain. You tell it to build the form, right? It builds the form. And then what you do is you can say, hey, I'm going to give you a webhook for that form so I can bring it into my CRM. And it'll say, sure, give me the webhook. So in here, if you go into automation, right, this is if you have a different CRM, I'm sure you get the same thing, right? So in automation here, right, I'm going to create a new workflow. Okay, start from scratch.
Hey, Frank, I don't see your screen. I just see your face.
Is my screen not showing, or is it?
I see your screen.
Yeah, it's on.
Your screen's on.
Right.
You're look at the top. If you look at the top, there might be a tab up there where you can pick Frank's sharing a screen. So you look here. So you go into automation, right? And you click on new trigger. Okay, new trigger. And then inbound webhook it's here, right? So you click on this and you just copy this code. Okay. And then you go back to it and you say, hey, here's the webhook. And it goes, it's done. It's webhooked in. You can test it. So then what you do is from the form that it created on Replit, you put a test in there, right? Little test, and you hit go. Then what you'll do is you'll come back to here and you click on check samples, and you click in here, and it's nothing here because I didn't do anything, but a little code will pop up. You click on that. And then when you click on that, you start mapping the contact record to it. So you'll say first name on this form equals the first name on the webhook. You'll see it. I'm not going to do it right now, but trust me on this. You walk through this easy. And so you're just mapping first name in the CRM, map to first name from the webhook. Last name in the CRM, map to the last name in the webhook. And you just go down that process and hit done. And then it has create contact here. So you're creating a contact from the web form that's on the website through the webhook, if that makes sense, right? So here we go. It whipped out this, for Golden State. It's still working. You can see it's still working, right? And I don't know if it's better or not, but you can manipulate it. Okay, work. So how about this? Let's do a dark theme, right? And this is now I'm talking over here to this thing, right? On the bottom left. So now I'm engaging with this AI over here. Can you make... Oop, darn it. It a dark theme. Okay. So it'll do its thing, right? It'll start working. So it's going to change it completely. Now you can upload your logo, right? You can upload your logo. You can tell it, give me a contact form instead. And this is where you can start saying, what was the gentleman's name whose website this is?
Robert.
I can't remember.
This is
Robert. So what you could also do is you could say, okay, well, I need a page for commercial and a page for 1-4 and a page for whatever. It'll just create the pages, right? And it'll put stuff in there. And then you just say, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say this. And then, you just start moving along with this process, right? And it's incredible. You can change the color theme, right? You can do anything you want, It's just amazing. It's amazing.
Very
cool.
Very good, Frank. I'm going to spend some time with it. I just have to go through. I have a lot of things to add to it and blend it with my AI CRM, the LO CRM.
Do you have the LO CRM? Yeah.
Yeah. I make
so easy to blend it together, right? How about this too? I love this. Let me go. Let's see. Articles. Over here on my website, I have articles, right? I published quite a few articles. This is on cannabis funding. So all these articles are here, right? All these articles. And so what I do is I'll just go to Chat GPT and I'll say, well, this is a perfect example. Some guy came to us and said, "Hey man, I need some startup money to start a cannabis business. I need $2 to $8 million." And I was like, 2 to 8 million. Okay, there's a guy that's got a well thought out plan. Right. I don't know. 2 to 8 million. Give me some money. So I went into Chat GPT and I said, look, people come to me all the time asking, this type of stuff. They don't realize they need a super detailed plan. We need to know every penny that's going everywhere. We need strong personal guarantors. We need all these things. So I want to write an article to guide people if they think they want to start a cannabis business. This is how you're going to get cannabis. This is how you're going to get money, startup money. And so it laid out this beautiful article. Then I put it into a Word document. I came back to my Replit for this website, my Replit, and said, here's an article, go ahead and publish it. I also want to show you this one too. Chris Johnstone told me this one, GenSpark. This is also super inexpensive. But in GenSpark, you can pretty much create anything. So in GenSpark, I went in there and I said, create me a thumbnail image for this article. And I uploaded the article and said one that's appropriate. And I said, okay, how's this? And that's what came back was this image, right? So then I got that. I got the image. I got the Word document from ChatGPT for the article. I uploaded it to Replit, my little AI guy in Replit, right? This guy right here, and said, hey, publish this article for me. That's all I got to do. I just upload 2 things. They publish this article. It goes, okay, done. I go, okay, thanks. Right. So what it's going to do is it's going to eventually, when you get started, like Robert, right? When you get started and you're starting to put this thing together, at some point it's going to go, okay, we need to move this to what we call an app. Like this isn't just getting an idea now. Now it's becoming something that is real. Okay. So we need to move this to an app. And then you say, yes, move it to an app. And now it becomes a real thing. Now the way to envision this is you're on a dev server, right? So you're like just developing it until you feel like, wow, it looks really good. I want to go ahead and publish it. Then you hit publish up here. Okay. When it initially publishes it, it's going to publish it with some cockamamie, whatever this is going to be called, gardenstate.replit.dev. It's going to publish it to that link. And that's a live website at that point. But when you want to move it to your domain name in the publishing section, let me pull up one of mine. I'll show you. Once it's published, let's see here. Things are moving slow. Once it's published, let's see here. In publishing, there's a spot called domains. So up here in publishing, there's a spot called domains right here, right? And this is where you'll get the A record and the TXT record to go into GoDaddy, to go into DNS records, and you add these. It'll give it to you. It's already done here, but it'll give you the records to paste in, and you just copy paste them in and hit go and come back and hit verify, and it's live, and the website is live on your domain name. It's just redonkulous. I know, in the short period of time, we don't have a whole lot of time to go through all that stuff. I'll field any questions that you have, but I would just say, if you're in that world where, you feel like you want to create something, and you have a vision or an idea or a thought, right? Landing pages galore, whatever you want to create. And it just, all you do is tell it what you want, just guide it along, upload images to it, logos, whatever, and it just creates it like anything you could think of. Scott, what's your question?
Hey, Frank. So my site is currently hosted on Hostinger.
Yeah.
So do I need to, if I want to do this, do I need to move that to Replit?
No, not at all. If the site's, it's where's the domain at? Where did you buy?
GoDaddy.
Okay. So what will happen is if you rebuild it all in Replit, right? Then in Replit, you'll connect it to the GoDaddy domain name, and that will be the new site. So when you go to that domain name, it'll go to the one you built on Replit. The other one will be gone.
I have GoDaddy, but my website is hosted on
correct. Replit becomes the hosting of this website.
Right. That was my question. Do I have to move to Replit?
You don't move it. You just create your new website in Replit and then map that to your DNS. So now you're not like taking your website from another hosting and moving it here. It's just that wherever it's hosted now, you won't need it anymore. You can get rid of it.
And that's all included in the same price.
Yes. Yeah. It did charge me a little more to because I was going kind of crazy with it. Like I was doing a lot. Like once you get started in this thing, guys, it'll become like very addictive. And so you'll be like, do this, do that, do this. And it does work on a token kind of thing. Like, it'll give you so much work for so much. But then, so a couple of times I had to give it an extra $50, you know what I mean? Just to finish off a project, but I was doing a lot. I mean, a whole lot. Right. But that's it. It's just a one-time thing. It lets you get more credits to get the work done. And then once it's done though, the hosting, cause I asked it too, like, what's this going to cost me for hosting? Like how much? And it was basically like, I said, I've got these 3 websites or whatever. Is this does a $20 a month cover all that? And it came back and said, yeah, absolutely. Should be no problem. It says, unless you start getting millions of hits on your websites, then it could go up a little bit. But I was like, well, that ain't going to happen, so, Steven, what do you got?
Frank, quick. So that $20 a month, like you answered the question. So you get credits if you go over, and you can do multiple like sites. Like you have a couple.
As many as you want.
Okay. Beautiful. All right.
Anything you can conceive, dude. It's crazy. Yeah.
I love it.
And I'll give you guys a warning too. Casey O'Toole. He is the creator of LinkyBot. I've talked about LinkyBot on the show a couple of times, right? And it's an AI driven thing. And so he got turned on to Replit and some other building tools, and he's doing all kinds of things too. And I've seen this happen. When we turn people onto this stuff and they start going down this rabbit hole of I could do anything now, right? What winds up happening is as you're going down and you're realizing I can do anything I want, anything, then all of a sudden you start getting new ideas. Oh, I need this now. And so you start another project. And then before you know it, you're working 3 or 4 different projects, and you're building, but you're never taking one to the finish line. Right, because you're just constantly now this and now that and now this and now that, and it's actually there's a word for it. It's called AI fatigue, right? So you'll burn out on never getting to the end of something because the options are so limitless, right? So you got to be really, really careful about that. And I guess there's a word, a phrase for this too. When you're just talking to AI to have it create things, it's called vibe coding, VIBE. Vibe coding. I didn't know that. So it's just, you got a vibe, you got a creative thought process, and you're just you're just asking for what you want, and it's just giving it to you. I don't know. I just think it's a really cool thing. I've really enjoyed it. I've created several very impressive websites. Like people come to my websites, they're like, well, that's pretty pro. And anything I want to change, I can change. Like anything at all. Oh, you can look at it mobile too. Let's check it out mobile. Let's make sure it looks good mobile. And it'll be okay. Like you'll even see it bring up the website and a little screen and like clicking around on buttons to test it itself to see how things work. Like it's crazy. It's just nuts. So anyway, what do you guys think?
So
Frank,
cool.
I've got my website for my band, and I've got the contact page, and I don't know enough about it to set it up and send the a new subscription so that I can put it into the database. Will it do that?
Yes. You just tell it what you're trying to do. This is what I want it to do.
It can find all the links itself.
Or it'll tell you what to do. Yeah.
Oh.
It just like I did that with Canvas funding because I was thinking, okay, with the conversation, the blog or the podcast that I have going on there, I thought, well, maybe people want to subscribe to it. And I said, hey, can I have people subscribe to it? Whenever I post a new thing, it goes out. It's like, sure. It said, you got to have a service. And it recommended a service to me, which I can't remember what it was, but it's super cheap, like pennies, this email hosting thing, right? And it has an API. And all I had to do was give it my credentials to the thing or something. It's like, I got it. It's done, And then I was like, well, how do I tell what it looks like? It says, oh, I'll create a back panel for you. No problem. We'll create a back panel for you, and you can create the email and do whatever you want, add images, whatever you want to do, and you can manage that. And I was like, great. And so now it can do that. It can just do it. It's whatever you think, like the question you asked, Brad, you just ask it. Ask it the question.
Just like that.
Just ask it, and it'll say yes. And it'll say, this is how you do it. And if you need help, give me more help. Oh, other things too, like something's not looking right. It's hard to explain it. Like how do I I'll just take a screenshot of what's wrong, give it the screenshot and say, look at the screenshot, see how it looks funky. Can you fix that? And I go, you're right. It's not lined up very well. Let me take that. Let me take care of that. Here it is. How's that? Oh, that's great. You know, if things don't work right, just say, hey, this doesn't seem to be working right. Let me check, verifying. Oh, I found the issue. It needs to do this, that, and the other thing. Fixes it like instantly. Hi, thanks for enjoying Loan Officer Breakfast Club here on YouTube. I just wanted to drop in and remind you that if you're a newer loan officer and you're trying to get to that 2 or 3 deals a month, or if you're seasoned and you're trying to get from 50 to 60 or 60 to 80, Mortgage Marketing Animals has you covered. We've got the full gambit from start to finish, top to bottom. Everything you need is at mortgagemarketinganimals.com. There's a reason that mortgagemarketinganimals.com is the #1 mortgage coaching platform in the country. So check it out, mortgagemarketinganimals.com. It's crazy.
Hey, Frank, Natty Young commented on here. She said, I was a software engineer for years. This does what took me months in minutes.
In minutes.
Yeah.
And here's, here's what and for Natty and like others, like, some people feel like it's going to put programmers, out of business. I don't know about that. I don't think, there's not a lot of people like me, you know what I mean? Or a lot of people here who are going to take the time to go in there and figure this stuff out, right? There's still going to be people that just want to say, here's the money, give me the website. Okay. There's going to be a lot of people that do that. All this does is give programmers an advantage now to, like she said, instead of it taking months to produce it, it'll be produced in a couple of days. Here's the product. What do you think? It'll just save them an awful lot of time, right? I think make them far more profitable because you could still charge the same thing. My guy, website, $1,500, right? He's not using this. I know he's not. He's all mad. I don't know why not. He should be. But now he could still say $1,500. And what might have taken him a week might take him, 3 or 4 hours. But he can still get $1,500. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a big advantage for programmers.
I'm sorry. I actually use it for something similar. You can export the code for it. That's why I started using it for things that I was kind of having difficulty with. I made everything on there, games, all kind of stuff, and it was really awesome. So yeah, definitely works. Yep, in Replit. Last year I made a whole financial game. I was doing programs for teenagers, teaching them about finance, and I use it to teach them about budgeting and all types of different stuff. It was a whole land-based game, and yeah, I built it all out on Replit.
If you would have done that manually, you'd probably still be working on it,
Yeah, it would have taken me years, definitely. The graphics and everything, Replit did it all, so it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, pretty neat stuff. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me and let me share that with you. Pardon?
Good stuff today.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I'm glad you guys liked it. I hope you got something out of it. It's replit.com, replit.com. Yeah, you could just go in there and do whatever you want, man. If you got an idea, you got a thought, but do yourself a favor. Do it on Fridays or do it after you're prospecting, because this is one of those things where it's like you get started, and it's like your wife will be calling or your spouse will be calling from downstairs, for the 5th time that dinner's ready. I'll be right there. I just got a second here. It's one of those things where you'll get fully wrapped up and consumed and just buried in this thing. It'll occupy your time quite a bit because you can flex your creative juices, man, like to no end, and see it instantly, instant gratification of, flexing your creative, prowess, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So it's really rewarding to do it, and it comes to life and give it a logo. Yeah, that looks good. Put it somewhere else. And you're just communicating what you want, and it's nuts, man. It's just nuts. So good stuff.
Very good, Frank. Thanks a lot for focusing on my site. Now I have some time to spend on Replit. So I get your emails too that talks about it. So I'll follow up and play around with it and see what I can create.
I'll bet you create the most coolest thing ever. And if you got other things that you want to tie together, you can probably just make one site that has it all, and just tie everything in.
Oh yeah. I want to make it easy. One site they can go for business or investment properties. That's what I do.
Yeah, you got it, man. You got it. I didn't even show you guys. Like for cannabis, I have real estate listings, right? So if someone has a cannabis property they want to sell, they can put it on my website under real estate listings. Oh, Google Analytics. You can bring in Google Analytics. I'll share one more thing. You guys want me to share one more thing? Because you got to see it. It's just the craziest, coolest thing ever. So bear with me for those who can hang. Let me just get it back here. Let me get it. All right. So let me share real quick. Like I just did this the other day. I was like, man, I need to know what's going on in this, on this website. Because this website, just so you know, Cannabis Funding is like a month old, that website. It's like literally a month old. Okay. So let me go to real estate marketplace. Okay. Look, I got a listing here. So I said, here's the listing. Here's the information. Here's some photos. Create real estate marketplace. Keep in mind, I might be adding more properties in. Give it its own landing page. It's like, done. Okay. Ba-dink. Done. Right. So if you click on the listing, right, here it is. There's photos. Like I didn't have to program any of this stuff. It just did it. Right. Right. Information on it, a form to fill out. Right. Like go, what else? Next. Right. Next. So check this out. So I was like, oh, I want my Google Analytics. So I just went in and created a Google Analytics for it. Right. Right. So now you go to Analytics. Oh, it thought of this. It says, yeah, well, let me make sure it's passworded. What do you want to use for a password? I gave it my password. Right. And here you go. Full Google Analytics. And there were some things that I didn't like about it. I said, can you make it look better here? Look better. Sure. How's this? Change this to look. Okay. How's that? That's great. Thank you. Right. I mean, it's just, anything you can think of, man. Anything you can think of, it'll do it.
Paulina says, what if I'm new and I want to build my very first page? Can I use this?
Of course.
I think it's built for people like Paulina, right?
It is. Yeah. Paulina. Yeah. You could let's say you find some other site that you think, oh man, that's cool. You know what I mean? You could take that site, put it in and say, I want to build a site for me that's similar to this, right? I think this is a cool vibe. Can you do that? And then give it your name and your whatever, this is me, this is who I am, this is my license numbers and my addresses. Here's my photo, here's my logo. Go. See what you got. And we go, here you go. And then you just guide it from there. What you want to do next, just nuts. Oh, and you know what else I did for cannabis and for all the sites that I built is after it was all built and everything, I went, oh, wait a minute. I went back to the little chat guy, little AI guy, and I said, hey, make sure this website is maxed out for SEO in Google. Like I want every meta thingamabob or gizmo or gadget that there is to make sure this thing is as searchable and findable as possible. I don't even know what to say. I literally said that because I don't know what the words are, right? It was like, oh, sure, absolutely. It's all done, perfectly optimized, perfectly done, ready to go. I was like, thanks. Publish. Cool. You just tell it what you want. Pretty cool.
Very cool.
All right, cool. All right, team. Well, we'll go ahead and get out of here. Hey, tomorrow we're going to have Owen Lee tomorrow. So he'll be on because of the event with Carl and there's a lot of, stuff going on. So we'll have Owen Lee tomorrow, right? Wednesday, we're going to address the trigger lead thing, right? We're going to have some hosts. We're going to have some guests, Ginger Bell, Kimber White. They're going to come on and give their thoughts on, now that the trigger lead thing is in full effect, how we can take advantage of that. That was Wednesday. Thursday, Roberto Monaco is going to be back on Thursday. And then, of course, Friday, we'll have Jen Woodland. Hopefully Chris survived his helicopter drop, so hopefully he'll be here too. But anyway, that's it. Hope you guys have a great day. You guys good? Want to get out of here?
Good, Frank. This was a good one. Thank you.
All right, guys. We'll see you later. Adios, my friends.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day. And if you're traveling to the event, travel safe. Bye, everybody.